one big bolt. One shock absorber. There's no sign of leaking at all on there, but also there's no sign of adjustment either. So it's just a great big collet that comes out at the top. I will be stripping them on the bench, but I thought the bushes looked jiggy, but they're not. Nothing wrong with them. F4-BE5-6084-2. Bilstein. Nürburgring. Notch Chief. Tested on. Oh. Right. Bloody heavy that. I'll just go dump this. Right, so I've got the shock absorbers off. And yeah, they're not adjustable. They've just got collets on the top, but I mean they are a mess. There's no leaking, there's no leaks whatsoever, and I mean on the spring compressors I've got, if I like McPherson strut type big springs, these they won't fit on there. I've tried getting them on and I can't. I need to squash at least half of that up to be able to get the collet out. So it has to drop by not much. Well, no, it does, because it'll be sat in spring as well, won't it? Got to drop by that amount there, and then what that is in spring, and then that'll slide out and the spring will come off. But my idea was to sort of renovate them, as in, you know, repaint the springs. But looking at the state of them, yeah, I'm fearing what the cost of 2 new shock absorbers would be, and of course when I start on front they'll probably be front as well. I've read on quite a few TVR sort of forum things and piston heads and that, and there's a lot of people change the shockers for a different type. But then I've heard people that have put a different type on have ended up taking them back off again because the car's too stiff. And I don't want the car to be too stiff. I just wanted to raise it a bit at the back and do something with these, but yeah, they're not. They look very, very sorry for themselves, don't they? They say the chrome ram's fine, and the bushes seem okay. They don't seem bad. But don't know. I'm off to my local car accessory shop tomorrow to get some wire brushes and various other bits and bats that I've wrote a list for. So I'll see if they've got any single finger spring compressors. If they have, I'll get a set of them just so I can strip these, but I'm starting to doubt it now whether I'm going to have to get a pair or a set of new suspension. So the calipers are off and the carriers. The handbrake cable came off quite easy on the other side because I'd already taken one side off, and it's an endless loop of cable. It wasn't difficult. I just twisted it right round and it came off. So these are for rebuild. Now I need to plug the hydraulic hole back up again there before I even start cleaning these. And then I think probably best thing to do would be to clean all the body first before I even start to strip them to renovate them. I'll not necessarily repaint them yet, but at least try and strip them and clean them, which begs the question, I need some more of this stuff. It's nearly empty, is that? It's good stuff. Carb cleaner or berate cleaner, it's small. We'll take a walk and have a quick look at car. The bolts don't seem too bad. They should clean up good. Look at the length of these wheel nuts. That was huge. I don't think the sort of thing you're going to pick up in your local accessory shop, a new set of wheel bolts, but they look horrible. I suppose really, I want changing. The sunk right in that far, you see. You don't really see them. Okay, let's have a look at that. So I need to do something with that. Seal it up now. People had said that crud gets down here, and it does, and it was full. And I've got it all out. Unfortunately, I can't really show you down there. But it's clean now, and there's no rust. So I'm going to retreat all that. I've cleaned it up a little bit with a wire brush, but I'm going to get some fresh wire brushes tomorrow. This is handbrake cable. It goes quite an acute angle there, but it wasn't tight, as in the cable being tight, and it's got a nylon covering on it. It's a nylon covered cable, that, so I should imagine they are quite smooth, but the rest of it is all good. Let's see if I can find a torch. You can see now where brake pipe goes through. So that's the bulkhead fits in. I'll get a torch up there. And I've got to get that banjo off. That type, the female, are not that bad usually. It's the others that screw into that usually jam up and twist and break off. The diff's not leaking any oil, it's nice and dry, as is the gearbox. So yeah, I've got both sides stripped. Same now, look. Wants a little bit of treatment, but there's no rust. See down there? All the rust there is that there, which is where I peeled under seal off. So yeah, we'll retreat that. I know that's the anti-roll bar bolt, which is again something else I need to strip off. And there's a fuel pump. And the filter, petrol filter. The petrol filter don't look new, but the hoses do. So there was a receipt from about two and a half years ago for new hoses fitting on here. So I'm assuming they've all been done. Okay, all good so far. Okay, so I've put the shock absorbers to one side for now because the, as I've shown you, my spring compressors are no good. They're too small, too large. So I've ordered some motorcycle ones, the sealer, that I think will do it. I mean, I might yet have to completely replace those shock absorbers, but I wanted to get the springs off. New springs are available. I think they're about £74 each, or they're about 74 quid, 74 something. So if the shock absorbers have got good reaction on them and they're okay, and then I'll clean them up, maybe touch them up a bit and buy some new springs, because I don't think I could recover those springs. If I painted those springs, it wouldn't be 2 minutes before it'd all come off again. So I thought logical thing to do is start on one of calipers. The first thing I think I should do is I've covered the hydraulic bit up to try and stop any dirt getting in, but it's to check that the caliper repair kit that I bought is the correct one. But if the piston's at wrong size, oh, there's even the two bellows that go on the carrier as well, you know, that spring in and out as it adjusts itself. Yeah, and that's for the other side, there's kit for both sides. 2 new bleed nipples and some grease. So, 1 caliper piston. I mean, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with these. I mean, it all adjusted out and back again okay, so I mean, it quite possibly there's nothing wrong with them. But when I were operating this lever, this piston were coming out, so I don't think there's anything actually wrong. They don't look in bad condition at all. I may be messing with something that need messing with. Basically, this bobbin has got a threaded, very large, like an Acme thread on there, very coarse, and in here there's the stud, which every time you operate the handbrake, I believe it rotates. And it pushes out. There's nothing frightening in there, definitely nothing wrong. That's a proper brake spanner. Even that won't do in it. I think we're going to let go. Oh, that had been tightened in there some. Get a big ridge around that, if you can see it. A ridge around that. It should be just a gentle taper. Somebody's really did that some stick. So that's the paint I've got for it. Blue Caliper paint. one I did earlier. So we didn't have to fit new seals in, and we didn't have to fit new pistons. I bought them as a matter of course because I wasn't sure. All I'd seen was that the brakes had been sticking at some time in the past, and that they'd been reported and worked on over quite a lot of years. I do suspect now, seeing this, that it was the handbrake cable being set too tight by said workshops, whoever they may be. One respirator. That's first coat. That's the right hand caliper. So these I've just painted these black. Some all in one spray. How long they'll last before they'll go cruddy again, I don't know. But they're in quite good condition. Very, very, very remarkable to say. Well, there's a date stamp on them, whether they've been replaced, I've no idea. All I do know, it's going to look an awful lot better when it's all back on the car with the new pads and new caliper discs. I've still got to wash the uprights down, there's still quite a lot of grease and grime on there. And those brake hoses need changing. Well, I've got all this lot off. I just need to find out the angle the banjo pipe needs to be at to go onto the caliper, where it fits on the caliper. Yeah, here, back here, where the banjo fits, just what the angle is, because when I fit the bulkhead connector through and tightened it, I won't be able to twist it. I don't want to twist it, I want it to come straight and straight onto it, so I need to sort that out. I think this stuff takes a while to dry, it's proper caliper paint. That was £8.20 for a tin, it's a fair old sized tin. Should do all 4 calipers, I'm sure. Now the other thing is, let's point the camera down, I'll get them out. Where are we? Can you see on that? A bit more down. So today these have come. They're a motorcycle shock absorber compressor, spring compressor. They're smaller, they don't have the huge fingers on them. Not quite well made. The steel are the fingers and then they're covered in a plastic to protect your spring. So whether it's going to work out or not, don't know. Let's get one up on bench and have a look. I was told by a lad on the TVR forum that it won't work, and that the only way of doing it is ratchet straps. Well, well, that's gone on. I wonder if it'll compress enough of the spring to be able to get the collet out at the top there. We'll get that collet out. Really want that the other way up so I can get in with a nut spinner. It's whether a half a spring compressed is enough to give me the gap I need. If not, I may have to make something. These are off an old car my son had. And some wheel spacers, I think he had them on a Renault or something. And it actually fits up the shock at the bottom. Does that. I have got another one. If I could make something to sit into the top of the spring and some threaded rods down, that would also work. But I haven't given up on this yet. Give it a try. I must have loosened it some because I can turn that now. And is that a long thread? And is that adjustable? Maybe. Which is a question I've been asking. Sorry about that, camera went off. We've made progress, I think. and I can confirm they're not adjustable. Oh, one very manky spring. And one shock absorber. How manky is it? Well guys, I can tell you there's nothing wrong with that. That is perfect. We've got a good shocker there. Nothing wrong with that, baby. Has that spring sagged a bit, and does it need a fresh spring? Well, I'm going to get one. I'm going to buy 4 new ones because they are a mess. They're non-recoverable. It's too far pitted, so it needs new springs. Shockers are good, and they're like £240 a piece, I think, them Bilsteins. And reading between lines, they are the desired shocker to have unless you're doing track days, in which case you need something you can adjust and nip up a bit, you know. Well, these are perfect for road, and that's what I'll be going back on. I did get some yellow paint, so I might paint the bottoms because they look a bit scabby at the bottom, unless it's just crap. No, you know, paint crunching on that, so it needs some doing, cleaning up and painting. Yeah, there's a bit of grease on there, so to strip them completely, took bare metal, prime them and repaint them. So yeah, the end of the threads now. Could have been having longer threads on them. There's no way I can get hold of that. I'm going to have to put it in my 12-ton press and press it down. Right. So they did work, but to get new springs on, and a bit of a mess about, isn't there, from that part of the compressor before I can get them on, I'm guessing. Surface. $265mm. Write it down. Rear spring 265mm unloaded. Double check. Yeah. So I need to at least order a pair of rare ones, but it's possible if I ring them up in Motorclan or somewhere that it might be cheaper to buy all four in one go. Another £74 each separately. The thing is, if I buy new shockers, I think they're £240 with the spring on, but there's no bushes in them. And then bushes is either £34 or £36 for your bushes. I don't know if that's per side or for all four, I don't know. It won't be for all four, will it? It's probably per unit. So you know, you're heading £300, probably with some delivery, per shocker. That's £1,200 for 4 new shockers. Gotta go new spring route, haven't I? I'll get the other one stripped, just to make sure that shocker's okay and not damaged. And then I'll take it from there. Okay, I'll knock off, guys, because I've painted that and it's still tacky as that, so that's going to be 24 hours to dry. It's the Caliper. The other one's ready to paint, so they'll be done and ready to go back on in a day or two. I need to get moving on this suspension because it'll stop me putting shockers in. And they need to go in really before disc goes on it, make it a lot easier. Thanks for watching, guys. I might post this so they're not too long. So we've sorted out calipers, the caliper carriers, the seals what needed doing, which were only the boot seal on one of them and others were fine. No leaking, no weeping, no nothing. Just a good clean up. Repaint the caliper hangers, whatever you call them. Calipers are getting painted. Springs, you saw me taking one off, so you don't want to see me take another one off. So I will do the other one off camera and see where I get. Thanks, guys. With big spring compressors right over the whole spring to get me spring compressors off, the other ones. Thing is, these are real heavy duty big things. That's something like a 15-16mm thread. Those look like M10 in there. But they've done the job. I'll put them away for now. We'll want them again. and I need to measure that spring, see if that one's 265. And it is exactly 265, but again, proper mess, so definitely scrap. There is a marking on this one, on this spring, and it says 27/00. Anybody know what that means? So it's another shocker to clean up. Bit dirty, but it'll clean up and then paint the bottom. Just hope the painter got the right colour. Okay. Oh, by the way, tested that shock absorber and that's absolutely perfect too. The compression, and it rebounds on its own, so the gas hasn't gone that's in it. So I've got plenty to be getting on with. As I say, I might order these springs and finish painting the bits I'm being painting, which you've seen, and post this, and then I'll do another video as we're going to reassemble it on the car. So I'm going to wash all wheel arches out. They're all muddy, so I want to give everything a right good clean before I put it back together. Okay, thanks for watching guys again.